Well, it's been 40 years since Azaria Chamberlain disappeared, and the phrase, "a dingo's got my baby," was born into Australian news and then worldwide pop culture. It has been referenced in many movies and shows, including this one.
You're all the way in Australia. Hey, I think I hear a dingo eating your baby.
I have lost my fiancé, the poor baby.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby. Oh my God, Phil.
Oh,
Honey?
no.
Phil, a wild dog took my laptop.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
Let's go to the phones. Go ahead, caller. You're on with Dingo and the baby.
Sure, it's a little offensive to Australia's favourite baby-eating animal.
Sorry, that really appealed to me. But Lindy Chamberlain, who was wrongfully imprisoned for her daughter's murder and then released, spoke to The Project last night about the taunt she still receives from members of the public.
Do you think some Australians still doubt your innocence?
Obviously they do. They tell me so at times.
People that you know well or strangers stopping you in the street?
It's only about 3 weeks ago since I got my last dingo howls.
Can I just say, Lindy, when you hear something like that, how do you react?
I pretty much ignore it. What's the point? They've got the problem, not me.
Yeah, look, it's tough. Ben, I remember when I was a kid and all this was happening in the early 80s, I remember my dad would be screaming at the TV saying, "She bloody did it! We all know she did it!" There was a genuine feeling in this country that this woman had killed her baby, and for her to go through that, it's quite shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, look, 100%. But I mean, this is one of the things, like when it comes down to the ultimate water cooler moment, Lindy Chamberlain was the peak of that. It gave people a choice to be able to sit there and believe what they wanted to believe. And, 40 years later, people still have an opinion about this. And the reason why was because the media cut it up and distributed it like it was entertainment. And then you can't believe that, when you hear the stories that were manufactured by police and the narratives that people chose to pick to get that story across, you can't believe what people will still believe knowing the truth. But at the end of the day, that's exactly who we are here in Australia. Is we love to have our opinion about something. We love to be flipping the sausages at the barbecue and telling our mates and having a few brewskis what we think, So unfortunately for Lindy Chamberlain, she was right at the forefront of that.
Yeah. Robbo, there was a feeling that most of Australia believed she was guilty. Have you felt a turnaround in your circles and your family that they now do accept that she was innocent?
Well, remember, these are the problems that came up, that she was a Seventh-day Adventist. So, already she's not like the rest of Australia in the 80s. Secondly, she appeared to really have not much emotion, both at the court and things like that. So then people started to judge her on that. She didn't cry. She wasn't emotional. So she must be this hard bitch that obviously killed her baby. Then it was stories about it being a sacrifice. So I agree with Ben. Media had a lot to do with this. When you're thinking about all of those things, people started saying that Azaria was the name for that was something like Black Death or sacrifice or something like that, something awful like that. None of which is true. I just don't think she did it, and I never did think that she did it. It's been a while since I've talked to my
she
circle,
didn't do it,
as you put it, and talked about Azaria Chamberlain. Rob, I thought that was an interesting. It's been a while, but I do like to talk about it. We had her on the show, remember, on Studio 10 many years ago. She was a really nice lady. She just puts up with it. She gets on with it.
Been through a lot.
Been through a lot, and I really quite admire her. And to think 40 years on, remember at the end of the day, she lost her baby. So for people to howl at her, I hate humans. I think humanity is the worst species to ever walk the earth. They're awful, they're shit. And to do that to a mother who's still, like that little girl would be 40 now, like piss off.
It's the Ben, Rob and Robbo, Ben, Rob and Robbo Show. Ben, Rob and Robbo Show.